Hey everybody. Yours will be color. I'm not gonna write this, so I'm just gonna go over the notes that I have. So I'm just gonna go over mine. So yours is gonna be in color. So welcome to polynomials. All right, first we're gonna review degrees. So remember, your degree is the highest exponent. So this degree is 1, this degree is 4, this degree is 1 times 2, so it's a third degree because you're going to multiply that exponent. Okay? All right, and then we're going to talk about roots on the bottom. So our roots are the answer to x minus 2 equals 0. So that's going to be 2. X plus 3 equals 0 would be negative 3. Don't forget, you've done both this and you've done this year. You did them last year as well. You did them in Algebra 1, you did them in Geometry, and you did them this year already. So you should remember how to do them. I'm going to let, if you need to pause the video to make sure you get your notes, get them. All right, so now we're going to start talking about sketching. Don't forget, this polynomial is a single root. It looks like that. It's linear. It's y equals x. A double root is quadratic. A triple root is cubic. A quartic, it's actually it's very, very small, but it bubbles there. That's x to the 4th. All right? If you need to pause it, pause it. I'm going to move it up. All right, if you notice they all have a root of 0, but the powers are different. Types of root. If it's understood that it has an exponent of 1, it's single or linear. And it's going to pass through the point. If it's a 2, it's a double root. If the exponent is 3, it's a triple root. It's just like a cubic. It goes like the cubic. All right, you determine the degree and the roots. All right, so our degree is 5 because we add the 2 exponents. It's a double because that's 0. X equals 0, and it's double because that's an exponent. X equals positive 3, and it's a triple because that's a 3. Okay? So if you go here, this degree is 3 because that's 2 and that one's 1, so we'd add them. This one, x would equal negative 1, and it's a single. X would equal positive 3, and it's a double because that's an exponent. Our exponent here is a 3, and it's not parentheses. These ones are parentheses, so you'd multiply. Rules of exponents. So we got a degree of 3. This one's x equals 0. This one's x equals 5 because you have to factor. We've done that. You know how to do that. All right. So if you need to, pause the video. All right. So now we're going to talk about the end behavior of the coefficients. All right, there's 4 different options for graphs. If the leading coefficient is positive and it's even, it starts and it ends above the line. Okay? Not above the line, but above the other points. If the leading coefficient is positive and it's odd degree, then it starts below and it ends above. Okay? Goes from down to up. If it's negative coefficient and it's even degree, then they go down to down. If it's a negative coefficient and it's odd degree, it goes up to down. All right? Let's look at the bottom. Now, if you look at this degree, this does not need to be factored, so your degree is 3. Our leading coefficient is positive, and it's an odd exponent. Do you see that? So we're going to factor this. So we'll take out an x, and we'll get x squared minus 4x minus 4, and then find our roots. And if you notice, these are the exact same. So it's x times x minus 2 times x minus 2. So that makes a double root. So it's 0 and positive 2 and a positive 2. So that's 0 and a 2, and it's a double root. Okay? So it means it's going to go down to up. If you go here, this is a degree of a 4. We're going to factor it. We're going to take a negative x to the third out. So it's the leading coefficient is negative, and it's even. So we go negative, even. So it's going to go down to down. Do you see that? And our roots, 0. And it's a triple. This tells us it's going to be a triple. That tells us it's going to be a negative 3. All right, let's look at here. So our degree is 4. That tells us it's 4. Our coefficient, number in front of the x to the 4th, is positive. And the 4 is even. So it means positive, even, it goes up to up. Then we factor it, so we're going to have 0, and it's squared, so it's double. X minus 5 is a positive 5. X plus 4 is a negative 4. This is multiplication, so this is 4. That's 1, and that's 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. All right? Remember, we have to add. So our degree is a 6. Our leading coefficient is a positive. And our degree is even. So it goes up to up. It's already factored. So x would be 0. X minus 2 would be 2. X plus 4 would be negative 4. And that 4 is the top, means it's a quadruple. If you need to stop it, go ahead. All right, here we're going on Tuesday's material. All right, sorry. Okay. So, this is already factored. So we know our coefficient is positive. And our exponent is 1, 2, 3. So our degree is 3, and it's positive. So if we flip back, so if we go our degree is 3, so that's odd, and a positive coefficient, we're going to go from down to up. All right? So we know we go down to up. We've got x plus 1 is a negative 1, x minus 1 is a 1, and x minus 3 is a 3. We're just going to plot those and go from down to up. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3. So our degree is a 3. Our coefficient is negative. So again, we go to negative coefficient, odd degree. We go from up to down. We find the roots. We've got -2, 1, and 4. Up to down. You don't have any holes. You want smooth curves. And you only cross the x-axis at the roots. All right, let's look at number 3. We've got a degree of 3. This is 2, this is 1, so that equals degree of 3. Our coefficient is positive. So, positive coefficient, even, odd degree, so we go down to up. Now, that is x plus 3, which would be a -3, squared. So that's a -3 is a double. So instead of going 3 spots, it goes dupe. Dupe. I know, I'm so weird with the noises. All right, so negative. So 1, 2, 3. So a degree of 3. 0, -4, 1. 0, -4, and 1. And since it's a negative with a degree of 3, it goes up to down. Let's keep going. We're going to keep trying. All right, our coefficient is positive, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a degree of 4, and our coefficient is positive. So a positive and an even means it goes up to up. We find our zeros. 0, -5, -1, and 2. Put our points, and we know it goes up to up. Not as hard as it sounds, long as you know, long as you make sure you keep going to this in the foldable, all right? So let's go back to 6. -1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a degree of 4. So it's negative and even. So that means we're going down to down. And we know our roots. Zoop. I know I'm weird. It's okay. You love me anyway. I'm only going to finish 1 through 8. All right, let's look at 7. So we got 2 and 2, which means a degree of 4. Our coefficient is positive, so it's a positive and even, so it's up to up. 0 is double. And -3 is double. So it's going to stay above the line. All right, so we got a -3 and a 1, so it's a degree of 4. So we know it's going to go down, down. And -4 is a triple. So it's going to look like this. That double, the triple. Remember, doubles look like this. Triples look like this. Quartics look like this. All right, so make sure. So this is a double. This is a triple. And this is a quartic. Okay, make sure you do it. When I come back tomorrow on Wednesday, you need to make sure you have day 1 and day 2 completed. I want to see every single question done, and I want to see the notes completed. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow.